Hey YouTube, hope everyone's doing wonderful, and I wanted to talk about something super important, and it's periods, okay? So if you're a guy watching this video is specifically more so for you than women. But also if you're a woman watching this, hello, you're gonna learn a little bit more about, certain people that have PMDD, which is premenstrual dysphoric disorder, which I have had. And also you're gonna learn about the severity of periods and how bad they can really be. So it's really good for anybody of any gender to watch this because you're either going to learn about yourself or learn about women. So here we go. First and foremost, I just want to say a lot of people are not aware of the severity of periods, especially with those that have more severe periods, which in my case, I have what they call PMDD. It's the most severe form of periods. It affects you, well, just more severe with symptoms. It's just heavier. It's heavier emotionally, it's heavier psychologically and physically. And I'm going to explain why. So, okay. First of all, I think any girl can agree. And if you've had a girlfriend or if you've had sisters in your life and if you're a guy, everyone can agree that girls act different on their periods, right? Specifically the week before, which is called PMS, okay? Premenstrual syndrome. This means the week before, usually for me it's 7 to 10 days. Usually it's 10 days on the dot, but it could be 7 to 10 for most women. Know thyself, like the Bible says, so you need to know your own body. Everyone's different. But basically the week before the period is where you have these symptoms of, you get irritable, you get sad and depressed, you can get more tearful, you feel like you're going to cry. In other words, you get more angry, irritated. Some women have this rage that they can literally feel sensationally on their skin, which I can get like that. Some people can either start relationships or end relationships because of their period. More PMS symptoms are cold chills. You get cold easier. I have that. You sleep more. You eat more protein or meat. Your body needs certain foods during your period and before your period to prepare your body to shed the lining, because if your body is basically telling you, congratulations, you didn't have a baby, so now we're going to punish you for it. The purpose of a period is to shed the uterus lining, which it means shed the excess that the body doesn't need, because the body knows that you haven't gotten pregnant this month. So every single month, your body sheds that lining and cleanses your womb. So hopefully next month, you can prepare to have a baby and have a healthy, safe setting for that baby to form. So that is the purpose of a period, is to shed the excess of the womb so that literally you can prepare to have a healthy environment for the future baby to come. So in other words, we're being punished for not having a baby, okay? Put it in simplest terms. So that's the purpose of a period. So if you think about it, when your body's shedding all this stuff and preparing to shed, it's going to be painful. It's not going to be the best emotionally. It's not going to be the best physically. Certainly not going to be the best mentally. So, to each their own. Some people get severe body aches. I can get that. Severe fatigue. I get that. Hand dexterity goes down, which means you can barely grab or hold on to or grasp things. It's hard to carry heavy stuff. Your body's more fragile, and specifically in premenstrual dysphoric disorder, which is PMDD, which is the most severe form of periods, that some women, it's a small percentage of the world that has it. I'm in that percentage. It affects you even deeper than just the physical. It affects you times 10 than the average girl. And so I just explained the generalized symptoms of what a regular average girl gets if they don't have PMDD. Now I'm going to get into what a girl that has PMDD experiences, okay? So PMDD is basically, well, there's still a couple more symptoms I didn't explain. Not only does it make you more depressed and tearful, but it affects you psychologically, and it affects every woman psychologically. It doesn't matter if you have PMDD or not. So before I get into the more severe symptoms with PMDD, just know that every single girl's brain works and thinks and processes differently a week before the period. It's actually proven that a week before the period, your brain activity, and especially during the period, your brain activity slows down and your brain gets a bit slower. So it's harder to kind of process things. It's kind of like, you know how like, I don't, but when you know how like when you smoke weed, your brain gets a little slower. It's kind of like a natural form of that. And it's because of all the hormones rushing and preparing your body to shed the lining. But it's also due to just like, it's normal to experience forgetfulness because of the hormone inflections as well. But also, you know, your brain, it's flooded with so much estrogen that is going through your body. And you also have places in your cycle where the testosterone rises, which is mainly during ovulation and before the period. So the day before the period, testosterone is the highest, and during ovulation, testosterone is the highest. So as the period starts, testosterone drains out, estrogen starts to rise, which estrogen is the female hormone, testosterone is the male hormone. So that's basically what's happening inside the body. Again, everyone's body is different, especially if you're healthy. I'm explaining what happens in a healthy person's body. So if you're not healthy, your symptoms could be worse and it could develop into PMDD, or it doesn't even matter about your health, because like I eat right, I'm mentally sane, we try. And I'd like to think so at least. And I still have really bad periods. So you could eat the healthiest, have the healthiest genes, have really good hair, you know, really good nails. My nails grow super fast. I actually see, this is 3 weeks of nails. Do you see how fast they grow out? You see that? It's crazy. Like, I'm super healthy, but my body still goes into crazy survival mode the week before my period and during. So it's genetic too. It doesn't mean you're doing something wrong if you have really bad periods. It's just genetic sometimes. Like, my mom has PMDD. Well, she did have it when she had a period, but you know, now she's on menopause and I inherited it. So some things you just inherit. It has nothing to do with you not being healthy. Okay, sometimes it does, but sometimes it doesn't. So keep that in mind. So there's no shame on having really bad periods and being aware of it and working around it. Like, I literally have to work around my schedule every month because of my period, and there's nothing wrong with that. Like, the Bible says, know thyself. So know what you got to do for yourself. Know when you got to stay inside, go socialize, know when, you know, you got to eat, when you don't eat, when you sleep. You know, it's just all about acclimating to your body at that point. So that's it. So not only that does your brain slow down, but also right before your period, you also start to have racing thoughts. You can get more anxious. Things stress you out a bit more because your brain cannot mentally take as much stress. So your body is not able to take as much stress as you normally could if you're ovulating. I'm talking about mental stress. So if a guy is stressing you out, it's not going to work. You're going to burst on him. If school's stressing you out, you can only focus on school. You can't be focused on anything else. You don't have time for anything else. I'm telling you, you got to be easy on yourself when you're about to start your period and when you are on your period, because you cannot take a lot of mental overload because of the rush of hormones that's going on physically and biologically in your body. Also, you're more sensitive to stressors. So anything, it could be environmental stressors. It could be like the weather, you know, the cold outside. I had a runway show a couple days ago, and I literally started my period on the day of the runway show, and it was hell. Okay, it was hell. And I literally was 4 hours late to the runway show because of my period. I was down for a few hours. I went to the bathroom 4 times after I ate, so I pooped out all the calories, okay, for lack of better words. And I was so fatigued and tired. And then I went to the runway show and I prayed to God for supernatural strength. I was like, God, you know, I got to do this show. I had this casting a week before, and you know, I got to do it. And I had a feeling I would start around the time of the show. I was hoping I wouldn't, but I did. And you know, you got to do what you got to do. Health first. I could physically and mentally and emotionally not get up out of bed. And I'm telling you, that's the first time that I've ever booked a modeling gig, like on my period for the first time in a long time. And I usually try not to book anything for the first 2 days, at least of my period, because it's so bad. You know, like usually I'm bedridden, I'm in bed, I cannot move. for a few hours, not because of the pain, but because I get nauseous, I feel uncomfortable, I'm starving, but I also have to use the bathroom at the same time. It's a really uncomfortable feeling. But also, I mean, the psychological effects. I feel a little bit uneasy, you know. Your body needs more electrolytes during that time because you're bleeding out. I mean, there's a lot of things that are going on in your body that people don't realize, you know. And so if you're a guy watching this, I really hope that you're learning and you're understanding what's happening biologically and biochemically inside of a girl's body. But also, if you're a girl, you need to know what's going on in your body, okay? Now I'm going to get into PMDD and the reason why I'm usually bedridden at least the first 1 to 2 days of my period. I'm actually on my period right now, and I really wanted to record this video as I'm on my period because I really want to feel, and then I want you guys to feel that essence of me. So I'm actually out of breath, so I have to lay down. It's one of the symptoms of PMDD and just my period in general. So yeah, another symptom is getting out of breath, slowed brain activity, all that stuff I got into earlier. But also, your body's more sensitive. Like, you can't stand up for too long. You can't exercise too much. So PMDD is basically severe emotional and physical symptoms more than the average girl. So basically, you can't be around people, or you're going to freak out or take things the wrong way because your brain is not processing things normally. You're very sensitive to people. You're very sensitive to stress. With PMDD, you have to be in bed at least half a day or to a day of your period. Like the first 24 hours of your period, you're just like, you got to be in bed. And if you don't eat, you're going to feel like you're going to pass out, or you're going to pass out. Vomiting is a big symptom. I personally do not vomit, but I get really tired really easy, like more tired quicker than I ever do. Like after 2-4 hours of being up, I'm like tired already. So I have to it's like I'm sleeping most of the day. That's why I'm in bed, but also my body just like is so weak. Like I can't lift anything. It's a chore to even brush my teeth and eat. Like it's so tough to even get up. Like it's hell. It's hell every month. I thank the Lord I don't experience acne. Thank God for my Asian genes. Thank the Lord. But I'm telling you, it's like emotionally, you just feel like you want to cry every 10 minutes, really every second. But when you see things visually, like if you see a sad movie, you're going to cry. 9.9 out of 10, you're going to cry. Everything's just so heavy, emotionally, psychologically, mentally, physically. It's all at once, spiritually. But the positives is like you're more compassionate, and you could tap into like the feeling of love better. Like I know, like when I've had boyfriends, like sometimes I would fight with them more, but sometimes I would just like have really bomb like sex, like really loving, passionate, sometimes vigorous, but also just like very, I would say like earthy, visceral, but yet sensitive and gentle sex. You know what I mean? So, I mean, it's not all bad, but it's just it's a very intense time. Like it's more intense than your other times of your period. You're also very sensitive to light. I just turned off my light because my eyes are getting sensitive. You get very lightheaded. You just feel weak. You just don't feel yourself. It's like you kind of feel like you have a flu every month. Lethargic, body aches. I don't get body aches as much. I don't really have pains. I just feel uncomfortable. Does that make sense? It's actually scientifically proven that if you have really bad excruciating pain on your period, that means that you're not eating right. And it all usually links to diet. And it means that something else is wrong. Like maybe your pelvic floor muscles are weak. For me, I get slurred speech because like my jaw and my face hurts. Like before my period and during, my face hurts. Like my face hurts right now. Like it just hurts, like you're just like achy, you're just not yourself. And it's due to the hormones. The pain is due to the hormones, the rush, the fluctuations of hormones. Like it's Progesterone is pulsing through your body. Estrogen, testosterone. Your body makes all this stuff, which is, and depending on what you eat, that triggers it. The cortisol, the stress hormone is triggered, your fight or flight. I mean, this is all real, So next time someone's on their period, have some grace, really, because this is all natural. It's real. It's not a fairy tale. It's not, no one's over exaggerating. This is real. It's a real pain every month that women have to go through. It's a very emotional time. It's a heavy time, and it can be beautiful. Like I said, you can feel more deeply compassionate for others. A lot of times I love to pray. I feel deeper, like it's beautiful, but the physical aspects of it and the emotional, it can be really bad if you're around negative energy. It could be really bad if you're around the wrong people, abusive people, because everything's heightened. So if you're having a good time, you're having a really good time. If you're having a bad time, you're having a really bad time. And so that's why when you're ovulating, which is 2 weeks after your period starts, you feel amazing, like effortless, flowy, light in your body. But then 2 weeks later on your period, you're just like hell. You feel like the world's caving in, the world's ending. I mean, it is. It's kind of like being a woman. It's like feeling bipolar. Like, it's every girl goes through this. Now, like I said, some are worse than others. I'm on the worst end, okay? I'm aware. I'm very aware. I'm not trying to trick anybody, okay? I let people know. I've let my friends know in the past. I've even had other girls not understand me because they don't have bad periods. They could freaking, they could do anything on their period. I'm like, well, good luck to you, miss, I mean, I've definitely been, okay, I'm not going to get too deep into, now, I know I am. I've definitely put a little spin on it, and I freaking hopped on it on my period, okay? That's all I want to say. I'm a little freak on my period, okay? But there's a but to this. There's certain moments where it feels so uncomfortable that I have to lay down. That's what I'm trying to say, and that's usually the first full day of my period. It's so bad. That's, but, and sometimes it simmers down after the first 10, 12 hours, but right when I start, I gotta be down. So I literally have to plan my days to where the first, second day of my period, I'm near my bed. I'm not doing much work. When I'm ovulating, I do a lot of workouts, a lot of physical activities. I'm out and about in the streets, socializing, networking, going to events, modeling gigs, you name it, photo shoots, renewing my digitals for modeling, renewing my headshots. I'm doing that during ovulation because plus when you're ovulating, which I'm going to make a separate video about this because it's predominantly about the periods, but when you're ovulating, you glow more, your body produces more collagen. It's like a mating call. It's like it's like when the male peacock has the rainbow feathers and flaunts them to the female to try to mate with her. That's our mating call when we're ovulating. So a lot of things happen when you're ovulating, which I'll make a separate video about that. But this is mainly focused on periods. I just wanted you to hear it from me, from an insider, from a female, because your hair also can get thinner on your period. There's a lot of physical things that happen. Your skin gets drier. I take more collagen during my, before my period and during, because I know that I need it, because my body's not producing as much. So there's a lot of dietary needs on the period, and I think a lot of girls are not aware of that. Like, you need more protein, like I said, more red meat, more protein in general if you're vegan. You need more everything, more sleep, conserve your energy, don't indulge in fights, if something's going to trigger you, don't do it, don't watch it. I'm very sensitive to certain movies. Like, I can't watch certain movies or it's going to make me feel depressed or down, or it's going to make me angry. I can't talk to certain people. I also have to go hours without talking so I can conserve my energy so that I can feel rested so that my face doesn't hurt. Like, my face hurts right now, but I know I need to make this video so for this reason, so people are aware of what happens with people with PMDD and all that good stuff. But I just wanted to make a generalized video on how it feels so that you guys can have more compassion for people that are on their period, but also people who have more severe symptoms like me with PMDD, because it's not really spoken about. You know, there's so many people that are athletes and bodybuilders, and I have a feeling those women don't have worse periods, or maybe they don't have one at all, which is not good. But I'm a person that has a very healthy, regular period, and I have very bad symptoms to where it's affected my life, you know, and it's completely natural. It's something that I inherited, and it's nothing to be ashamed about. It's definitely not something that I want to take a street drug for, which I mean a pharmaceutical, because there are pills to take for really bad period symptoms, but I don't want to be hooked on that, and that's going to cause other issues for my body. So there's natural ways to go about it. I actually take this herbal tincture. It's called PMS Emotional. Actually, I have it right here in my cupboard. Oh wait, it's right here. PMS Emotional, you can get it from Amazon. So if you have a wife or girlfriend or sister, get her this PMS Emotional Mood Support. I take that. I also take Mood Stabilize Tea Emotional Support, also from Amazon. I take a Lemmy-Pur Vagina Health Probiotics. That helps with a lot of things. And sometimes, if I'm in the mood, I'll take Anxiety Extra Strength Stress Support. So I take herbs like this. I even take this. I alternate. I don't take all these in one day. Mushrooms and adaptogens, Master Blend, Om. These are just a couple things I take. My collagen gummies, these are really good. I've done tons of research on collagen gummies. Those are the ones I take. These are all from Amazon. You can get them at Whole Foods too. But yeah, it's you got to do what you got to do. You know, go the natural route. Sleep. Don't be around people that stress you out. Limit your speaking to people, okay, when you feel like crap and when you're emotional. Drink lots of water. And I know that what helps me is lots of sleep, really good diet and water, and my herbs, and being around non-stressors and just putting self-love into myself. Like, I do my skincare, I just brush my hair. You know, I just had my little herbal tea, and I'm watching a really good Turkish romance film, but it's like a gentle film. It's like a really lovey film. And, you know, that's what you gotta do. I'm also gonna drink this. It's a Whole Harmony Plant-Based Wellness Root Chakra Roseberries Safety Security. I'm a Christian, but I like this. I think it's like Hindu-based company, but I like it. It makes me feel really good. But yeah, it's, you know, you got to do what's best for you. Like I said, I've had a lot of breakups, but I've also had a lot of relationships that I've entered during and right before my period. So there has to be some truth to that. Definitely a connection to that. And, you know, it will take a very strong man to handle me, and that's fine. Like, I don't want a regular mediocre man anyway, because that's basic. That's boring, you know. Like, I'm fine with being a little spicy, you know. Spicy and emotional. But, you know, I wouldn't take it away for anything, because I love how passionate I am. I love how sensitive I am. Spiritually, physically, I'm a feeler. In the spirit, I'm a feeler physically. You know, even when I get aroused, I feel it tangibly. I really, I mean, I know everyone does, but like if someone glances at me that I get aroused by it. Like, I'm very sensitive visually, intellectually, because I'm a sapiosexual, but also if I'm just in the physical presence of someone that I love, like that I'm romantically involved with and love deeply and have feelings for, I will get aroused just by being around them, just by thinking of them, the thought of them when I'm not physically around them, and just by them texting me, because I feel that energy, that love towards them, but also they're giving me love. It's a give and take, right? Love is. And yeah, it's a rush. It's an even deeper love feeling that I have. And my love deepens when I'm on my period for my person. So I haven't always gotten in fights with a man just because I'm on my period. Like, it depends on what he does, you know? Play your cards right. No, I'm just kidding. And here's a common misconception. I've heard a lot of guys say, oh, you're on your period, so that's why you're, mad about this. No. I would say I would get mad at whatever I got mad at, even if I wasn't on my period, even if I was ovulating. But the intensity of my madness, if you will, is bigger because I'm on my period. But that's not the reason I got upset. I would get upset anyway of your stupidity, okay? Or your negligence or your disrespect or whatever you did to make me feel that way. But it's more intensified. That's the only difference. So, as long as you're self-aware of your own period, as long as people around you are aware, you can work around it. Don't be fake and don't be embarrassed or to tell people you're on your period. Like, I say it all the time, like, yeah, I'm on my period, But I don't say that as a warning. I just say because I'm just an open person. I'm just very transparent. I'm very real. I don't say it as a warning, like, oh, beware. No, like, I've been having a great day. Like, I've been having a very peaceful day. Do you hear that? Exactly. That's what I'm talking about. It's a peaceful day. So just because you're on your period, you don't have to have bad days. Like, people think it's all chaos and crying. No, I slept for like 20 hours. I'm not even kidding. I slept 20 hours yesterday, and it was the most peaceful sleep I've ever had. And my feet were achy when I went to bed, and I just crawled into my high vibrational freaking Egyptian linen sheets, and I just sleep like a baby. And then I woke up and I fixed myself some food, and I'm watching this Turkish romantic film, and I'm like, I love, and I'm about to eat some freaking oranges right now, and I just put my lip gloss on, we're normal on our period. Just don't stress us out, Jeez, my chigga. So anyways, I think that's it for this video. I didn't get too scientific in the video because there's a lot of terms I could say about the biochemistry of the period and all this. I'll save that for another video. That I'll go real deep on that. I just wanted to make a generalized video on how we feel on our period, what's going on, to where I explain it in a way that anyone could definitely understand. Like, I use the terms depression, sadness, tearful, just to give a basic understanding. But I'll definitely go deeper because I can. There's so much more information about it. But again, I want to give a generalized statement. And my goal for this video is for you guys to just feel more compassionate and loving towards people on their period. That's it. And really what triggered me to make this video in a good way, first it was a bad trigger, but now it's a good way. Someone I was working with business-wise, I told them that, hey, I'm on my period. The next few days I won't be able to reply. And then this person totally disregarded that and kept blowing me up. And I said, look. And then I had to really break it to him. I said, it's not cool that you're not respecting me. I had to message his higher up, in other words. I said, hey, I already told this person, don't blow me up. I already was clear about it. Can you talk to him? And then he's going to handle it. But my point is, some people they don't care, but also they don't want to care or try to understand. And that's the sad part about society is we've lost the compassion towards women on their periods as men, but also as women. Other women that don't have severe periods, they'll laugh at you and be like, oh, really? You go through that? Yes, I go through that every month. So I don't have any close friends right now at this point in my life, not because I can't control myself in my period, but because people are a lot sometimes and I need rest. And it's also because God made me super sensitive in the spirit. I'm a double water sign. I need tons of rest to recoup alone. That's just how I recoup. Everyone recoups differently. Some people, yes, I'm an extrovert, or at least I come off as an extrovert, but I'm really mainly an introvert because I recharge alone. If you recharge alone, you're considered an introvert. If you recharge with people or around people or social environments, you're an extrovert, okay? So pay attention to how you recharge. That's going to tell you whether you're an introvert or a true extrovert. And I'm also a writer, and a lot of writers are introverted. So Looks are deceiving. You never know. Just because I'm a good speaker doesn't mean I'm an extrovert, you know? Just because I say a lot doesn't mean I say everything, okay? If you know, you know. Anyways, love you guys so much. Please like, comment, subscribe. I hope that this enlightened you and brought you so much understanding and compassion towards the period world and females in general, female anatomy. It's a lot. Our bodies are literally fighting for survival every month. You know, basically our bodies are disappointed because we haven't had babies, and our bodies are yippee-ki-yay when we do, and then we still have to go through pregnancy when we do. It's hell physically, you know. Women go through a lot, and it affects us psychologically, our brain chemistry, every month, fluctuations, hormones, all the time. Men have a daily cycle. You guys have a very stable cycle every day. We have a monthly cycle. You guys are sun, you guys are solar, we are lunar. Okay, so I'll explain that in other videos too. But anyways, love you guys so much. Thank you, and shalom. Talk to you soon. Mwah. Bye.